Here's my UNRID, my note cards, and here's my audience. Hi, my name is Jackson Abraham, and today I will be discussing how we can get more affordable housing in Reno, Nevada. Reno's housing market has progressively become more expensive over the last 6 years. According to the Reno Gazette-Journal, Washoe County is the 66th least affordable housing market among all 3,142 counties and equivalent areas in the United States. One of the main issues with the Reno housing problem is the median income in northern Nevada is not keeping pace with the increasing prices in the housing market. A perfect example of this is my grandfather. My grandfather currently has a fixed income and he's been living in Reno for the last 3 years. Every year that he's been living in Reno, his apartment complex has raised his rates by $200 every year. My family and I are very fortunate that we are very successful and we're able to withstand this blow, but I feel really bad for other families who aren't able to take on this huge issue. Another main issue that we're going through is supply is not keeping up with the demand. And another issue that we have is over-regulations on builders and investment property owners. Supply not meeting demand. So for lower income individuals, supply is dwindling at a rapid pace. A Reno Gazette-Journal article that I read on Brian Radin and his failed housing plan in downtown Reno. His plan was to build more affordable apartment complexes in Midtown Reno. He ran into a multiple magnitude of issues such as trying to do his plan, such as there not being sufficient water lines, gas lines, trees in the way, just a bunch of small problems that made this issue really hard for him. His original plan was to charge $1,000 per apartment room, which would have greatly helped with this housing crisis that we are currently facing. However, with all those small issues and stuff that he had to go through, he had to change his rates to almost $2,000 an apartment, which is an insane price compared to other places in the United States. Be aware of over-regulation of property owners. Strong tenant rights are important, but our state legislature needs to be careful not to disincentivize investment in rental properties. There was a legislation passed on the last legislative Senate Bill 151 that further restricts landlords and investment homeowners by increasing the time and money it takes to have someone evicted. This is a really big issue because it puts these people, the landlords and the private homeowners, at extreme risk about not getting their money. My family is currently going through this issue because at the moment we currently own a home in Las Vegas and we are putting that home on the housing market because we do not feel safe with this new bill passed that we can receive our money if something were to go wrong. And also, home builders need more incentivization and relief from burdensome regulations. A couple of these burdensome regulations that I researched on is about such as small things such as having enough available parking for each home. This is a problem that some of my friends actually have gone through because a couple of houses they're moving into doesn't have enough equivalent parking to the amount of rooms that we have at the front. So they are not able to have people move into certain rooms in that house. And solutions to this problem. This is a very tough problem to fix. However, a few ideas can drastically fix this problem. One idea is for people to move further away from the overpopulated areas in Reno. This would be a very big help in fixing this issue because if you have people move away, we can build more houses away from Reno, which will be a lot easier on the people building the houses and not have such extreme regulations put on them. I've also researched that Reno has a bunch of plans to build more highways, which will be able to help these people who live further away be able to access the rest of Reno a lot easier. Another possible idea is government price controls rentals in exchange for tax support from the Reno City Council to support lower income families. And another possible idea is government subsidies to lower income families to supplement their housing income. I like this idea because the government helping these families to pay for their, to help the companies pay, or help the families pay for their housing will help the community by they are still able to live in the community and they're able to support the community and put more work into it. All right, thank you. My name is Jackson Abraham, and here's all my sources and bibliography. Done. Hit done.